All right, so I don't want to just rule out the pandemic. I've had 3 PCR tests in the last 6 days. It just seems to be part of our life now. I went to a dinner party last week. Everyone had to get a PCR test. Did something make it so that even though we know that Thermo Fisher has a lot going for it, PCR is going to be with us maybe for the rest of our lives?
So, PCR pre-pandemic has played a very substantial role in molecular diagnostics because the testing is so accurate and it's easy to develop new applications. If there's a new disease or a new target of interest, it's fairly easy to develop that for PCR. And you saw us scale that up in response to the pandemic. And, to date, since March of 2020, about 750 million PCR tests have been run on our technology around the world. It's a staggering number. And when I think to the future, we in the pandemic phase that we're in today, we're still seeing very robust demand for PCR testing. And as it gets to an endemic phase, when it's not as widespread around the world, doctors are still going to want to know whether somebody is presenting with COVID or a different respiratory disease. And therefore, we think there's going to be some longevity to testing demand going forward.
Speaking of longevity, you've got numbers in China that are unlike pretty much every other company. It's almost as if China and the United States were never kind of having a trade war. What is the secret behind doing so much business in China that so many other people seem to be missing?
So, Jim, we've been in China for about 40 years, and we have a very strong local presence, and we help the country control air pollution, ensure food safety for their population, help them produce medicines, things that are really essential roles. And we manufacture in China, and we also import into China from our factories in the U.S. And we've been a good company supporting, that local market, and we've enjoyed very strong growth. In the last decade, we averaged about 15% organic growth, and we have high expectations for our growth going forward. The trade tensions are real, and we're going to navigate them to the best of our ability and make sure that we support whatever the policies are that Western Europe and the U.S. has with regards to China.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @JimCramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Kramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.